Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to another episode of the so-called Oreos podcast, the podcast where we discuss all the awkwardness, hardship, and hilarity that comes along with society. Wow. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all have listened to this podcast by now. Y'all know I mean society labeling you white on the inside and black on the outside, also known as an Oreo. I'm Janae.
Herewith. Kia.
Wow.
And Amari.
I was waiting for you to pass me the ball, but you kind of just chucked it.
I chucked it. I said herewith.
Oh, you did?
You're.
You
I
did
didn't.
not.
No.
I just said Janae. Oh,
Yeah.
You said I'm Janae.
It's okay. You one sip into that wine.
I've had 2 sips of wine, guys, and I am incoherent.
It's
I'm
downhill.
also giddy because I got my new couch yesterday, and today I really what's the thing when break her in? I broke her in by watching K-pop videos for the past 30 minutes. So I'm just really oh my god. There's this K-pop video where the guys are like really all over each other. It's like a very salacious video. I'll have to send you guys
Well,
it
you
so you
said
can
break
watch
in
it.
your couch, and the first thing I thought of was sex.
Obviously, me too.
Girl, my life is dry.
I
ain't
know,
doing
but
that.
still, you keep breaking in.
You can't
what else
be.
does that
Yeah.
mean?
What else?
I guess
are
it
we
means I'm
supposed to
sitting on
do?
it, but
Break her in by sitting and squealing
this
on
whole
her.
thing sounds sexual too.
And
We're talking about
squealing
sitting.
on her. Oh my god, I cannot.
Your minds are in the gutter, okay?
Our
You guys
minds
need
are
to
right
clean it
where
up.
they need to be. It's hot girl summer. You already know what it is.
It is. It's
It's
actually
hot
gonna
girl
be.
vaccinated summer. Even better.
Hey, we all vaccinated, gang,
It's
gang.
mild girl summer. Let me stop playing with it.
Me and Kia did hang out this past weekend. It was really fun. We had a fantastic time. We took some photos for you guys, which we will be showing to you guys soon because
Drum roll.
we're doing a bit of a rebrand right now. So-called Oreos is going to be changing up some things from our artwork to our name, to the pictures that we use to represent us. We really just want to do more work for you guys and be a little bit more marketable for the rest of the world. So we're going to be out for a little while up until August. But we'll still be popping on social media, and you guys will still be able to, I don't know, scroll back and look at our old stuff. Yeah, that's so interesting. And I guess we'll roll right into today's discussion, which is not really a discussion so much as we're basically just clearing out our inbox and talking to you guys. It's my segment, The Shits, but on crack cocaine. That was so extra and unnecessary.
Nah,
But
I love it.
I have a glass of wine. I'm ready to get into. Amari was sucking down some beer. I thought you were drinking soda this entire time, and I thought it was really out of character for you to just be like drinking orange soda because it
No, I
looks
mean,
like orange
actually,
soda.
orange soda is one of my favorite sodas. Orange, grape, and pineapple. I have a really bad
pineapple is number one though.
I have a
Pineapple
bad
flavor.
soda thing.
You do?
I can't keep it in the house because I love me some soda.
Wow,
My
that's
mom's-
interesting.
My mom said she used to give it to me as a baby, so I blame her.
Damn.
Damn.
That
Wait,
was basically crack for children.
your dentist mother used to give
Maybe I
you
shouldn't have
soda
said that on
as-
air.
But your dentist mother used to give you soda as a child?
She said,
Her
like, I
teeth
think
are so great.
maybe I'm
Your teeth are
dramatic or
great.
I'm rethinking this incorrectly, but from what I was told, I feel like I was younger and she gave me like a sip of her orange soda, and like from then on, like orange soda has like that's been my thing.
It's literally crack. It's
Yeah.
crack.
I mean, for good reason. Orange soda is pineapple is the best, right? But pineapple is a
Yeah.
little fancy. So if you're just gonna go basic, orange soda is where it's at.
I
Top of
just
the list.
associate it with like summer cookouts. We're on the backyard
Oh
having
my
burgers.
god, I just thought about that. It just made me happy thinking about that.
Mhm.
Side note, I'm so excited because I'm going to be going back to Syracuse at the end of the month, and it is my niece's 2nd birthday.
Oh, wow.
Olivia.
Already? I haven't
I
even met her. How is
know.
she already 2?
She's oh my god, she like knows who I am, and it kills me every time. Like I'll FaceTime my brother or Melissa, and she'll be like, Auntie Nene. And I'm like,
Oh, that's really cute.
But anyway, we're going to be having like a little cookout situation. And I'm just excited because a lot of my family's going to be there. And I feel like it's just going to feel like a normal summer situation because we're all vaccinated. And I'm just excited to eat food and hang out and have a good time. But anyway,
I-
Kia, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say, I hope my family does something because that sounds fun, and now I'm a little jealous.
Aw, well, you should plan something as long as y'all all vaccinated.
I'm
And
sick of planning. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sick of planning everything.
and you know,
I just told my friend, like, I'm not planning shit.
I get you. And you know, our ass face of a country doesn't care anyway. So as long as we're all vaccinated at this point, who cares?
Yeah, I think you should have someone else plan something for you, but I shouldn't talk because I feel like I'm the friend that will just show up. Like, tell me what we're doing and I'll just show up.
But you know what, Amari? You will show up on time with bells and whistles. You will show
You're right.
up 1 minute before 1 to 2, 3 to 5 minutes before the plans are supposed to occur with bells and whistles, and you'll bring a present. So
That's true.
I
You make
try.
up for it. I'm
you're
just
very
like,
prepared.
Thank you.
I planned this thing for my friends. Okay, because my one guy friend, he just sucks at planning anything, and if I don't do it, it's just not gonna get done. So I'm like, okay, I'll plan this like little reunion, which we haven't all seen each other in like I feel like a year or two. So I was like, I'll plan it, and then I just got like, it wasn't even that bad. I think I just got exhausted, and then I'm just like, oh, if I want to do something, I actually have to plan it because like I don't live close to anyone anymore. And also I feel like it's COVID. So like it's just not like our everyday lives, where we can just like plan something after. So I'm like, fuck, I actually really have to plan shit if I want to do it this summer. But then I'm just like, I don't feel like it. So I don't know. It's a conundrum because I want to do stuff, but I'm just tired. That's all.
I get you, girl. Social stuff is tough nowadays. It's
Yeah.
tough. But anyway, let's roll into our first question. Of how do you hold yourself accountable? Um,
In what way?
it just said, how do you hold yourself accountable? And honestly, the first thing that I thought about when reading this is work. Um, I had a situation recently where one of my coworkers, I messed up on something, and one of my coworkers messed up on something. We both messed up on something, right? But in my position at work, because I'm the assistant, and the assistant's job is basically to catch shit and get blamed for everything. If they don't catch everyone else's bullshit, I got basically like reamed out because I didn't catch his mistake. And I was pissed. I was so pissed that luckily that day was therapy and I went off talking to my therapist about it. Um, and I kind of had this moment where I was like, I do need to kind of take accountability in this moment because although it was not completely my fault, it was still my fault. So I say to you, advice wise, in this situation where you're trying to figure out how to hold yourself accountable, I guess sit back and look at the situation and really focus on you and not other people. Focus on what you did in that moment. And don't be like, oh, well, they did X, Y, and Z. They did X, Y, and Z. Focus on your actions. And person, girl, boy, them, I have a really, really hard time with that too. So
I think you like hit the nail on the head when you said step back and look, because I feel like so many times, like there's times where I definitely should take accountability, and I just, because like you're in the heat in the moment and you're just like, it's my way, and then like a day or two later I'll be like, oh fuck, I was wrong. So I definitely agree with like taking a step back and being like, cool off and being like, what could I have done? And I feel like that goes with, I know you mentioned work, but I feel like that goes with like relationships too, because I think it's so easy to be like, he should be listening to me, and then you're like, oh wait, what did I do wrong in this situation? Or with a friend too. I guess that's good advice for any situation.
Yeah, I agree with everything that's been said. I think it's just like requires being reflective and just like looking and like kind of what Janae said. I think sometimes like for me, I get easily rattled. And so like the smallest like confrontation or anything just like I will be thinking about that shit for days. But I think it's really important to just like again focus on like the I part of it and like okay, maybe even if you like, I feel like sometimes even if you don't think it's your fault, just think about what you could have done better in that situation, and then kind of be accountable for that. And I think I've also gotten better with that just through therapy. um yeah, I think that can hold true for work, for friendships, relationships. um yeah, but then again, I think it's hard too, because sometimes I just want to be petty, because like you just have some people in your life who like are never accountable for like anything, and you're like, I can only be held accountable for so many things before like we're gonna have a talk. But then again, I guess in that situation it's like focus on you and not that other person. Like they can go to therapy separately and work through that. Okay, our next question. I'm I'm sorry that you guys are dealing with the ghetto that is the apps, but I'm happy to have some company out here. I've been on and off on dating apps for years, and with COVID laws loosening in my state, I figured it was time to get out there again. But I don't know if it's just me or if quarantine has made me more sensitive or what, but it seems like a lot of these guys are more rude than they were before the pandemic. There has always been creeps that immediately ask for sex, but it seems most of the men I match with don't even try to ask me out before implying sex. I'd like to know how you all go about letting these guys know what's up. I typically just ignore dudes when they do it, but I find myself getting pissed off. Ignoring these dudes just feels like I'm giving them a free pass to do this to other women. Whew. I'm
Wow,
gonna
what a
tell you guys a
question.
tale. I'm gonna tell you a tale because I feel like this relates to it.
Oh my God, I'm so
One
excited.
time, one time I there were many signs that I should have canceled the date, but I ended up getting hot chocolate with this man at like 9 at night. I thought we were going for a walk to another place. We land on this door, and I thought it was like, oh, this is like a cool new bar or something. It was this man's apartment. I'm awkward, and it takes me a while to register stuff that's happening. So we're in his apartment. He's showing me around, and I'm like, this man is really like peacocking me. Like he's trying to entice me with his nice looking apartment to then make me want to have sex with him. Shit that went down that I won't get into. Ended up leaving. I was so upset that I literally ran into a fucking uh, glass door. Like his apartment was a glass door. I ran into it, and the the doorman was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, I'm fine," and I left. And then a month later, I saw this guy out on a date with someone, and he told me, I told him how he made me feel, because I think it's important that these guys know that you are people and that the way they treat you impacts you. So I told him, the next time you go out with a girl, make her feel like she's worth more than $5 that is worth the hot chocolate. And he said, "Oh, honey, that's all you're worth." So I saw him out with a friend, and I saw him with another girl. And I had the opportunity to really go up to this girl and be like, don't fuck with this boy. Don't do it. And I just let it go. I just let it pass. And I said, she can take care of herself. And I really regret that, because that man was trash. And I'm sure, and I knew, because the bar we were at is right down the street from his apartment. So I knew he was going to take her there. And I just did not take that opportunity. And I really do regret it. So I think you should tell these men, when they don't treat you right, that they're wrong and that they need to do better. They're not going to, and you're not going to give them an opportunity to do better with you.
I
I
completely
agree.
agree. 100%.
I don't
100%.
know where the audacity comes from. I've been out the game for almost like a year and a half at least. And I always set my expectations too high. I'm like, surely they'll ask me on a date, but I've lowered that expectation, because I feel like guys, for some reason, they're just whack and lame and they can't even ask you out. Like, and if you do, it's like they'll like, well, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What, like, and it's like, well, nigga, I'll just plan it myself. The fuck, like, can you plan something? Like, I just don't get how you're like trying to get a girl and like you can't even be like, hey, meet me here at 7. Can you do that? Like, I'm sick of like having to walk their hand and be like, this is what I like. This is when I'm free. Here are some suggestions. At that point, I might as well just go by myself, because I just asked myself out. Like, so I wish they would do better on that, because it's like, my God, why is it like impossible to even get someone to ask you out? But I don't know where the audacity is either. I'll tell a quick story, which you guys know because it just happened, but I like matched with someone on Hinge, and um we were having a good conversation, And I got my men's mixed up and I accidentally FaceTime him when I was supposed to FaceTime someone else. Kind of awkward. But he was texting me and I was on FaceTime with the dude that I was supposed to be on FaceTime with. And I just see like a bunch of messages and I'm like, I can't respond to this right now. I'm on FaceTime. And so I get off FaceTime. The FaceTime was like an hour. Yeah, about an hour. And like the last messages that I'm getting is like, why are you ignoring me? Why, can I ask what I did wrong instead of you ghosting me? Like, I really thought this would work out, like back to back to back. And I'm just like, it's been an hour. Like, an hour. You are not entitled to my time. I'm not entitled to. It was just like very creepy. Like, if this guy had my address, I think he'd show up and kill me. Like, and it's like, I just like was like, I feel really like these messages are incredibly unsettling and I just can't continue with this. And I just said what I had to say and blocked him because I was just like, I felt good saying it. Like, you're not entitled. Like, I think we do need to start saying them. I'm like, if I have an issue with you, I'm going to bring it up. Like, hey, I don't like the way you're communicating with me. And if you want me to stay around, then do better. If not, I'm a dip. And that's really what it is at the end of the day. Cause I don't really have time to like show you how to date. Like, you're damn near 30, figure it out. Like, I don't get it. I just don't have that patience anymore.
And not even to date, just like treat people with decency. Why are you so aggressive and I don't know you? And it's scary because if you're this aggressive and I don't know you, how aggressive will you be when you become comfortable with me?
Yeah, good
In
question.
that moment, I literally was like, this looks like domestic violence to you. And like, if we were ever to date, like, if I didn't text you back, you would just like come and like beat the shit out of me or something. That's what I thought.
So I also have a story regarding this. I the same thing. Tell these guys, be upfront, be honest. And I recently started doing that because I feel like I have spent a lot of my time in life being a people pleaser, especially when it comes to dynamics with men because I'm just so afraid of looking too aggressive or too angry or just too much in any way that a lot of times guys will do something and I'll just like ignore it. Just like not say anything, not address it. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm done with this. I am diggity done. And I had a two-part where it was two different guys, and I was like, ah. So the first one, Mom, I'm sorry, this is a not safe for work story, but she gonna listen anyway. So there's this guy that I matched with on Hinge. And we were messaging back and forth on the app. Conversation was cool. I gave him my number, and then he really quickly told me that he was not looking for anything serious. And I just kind of like, don't tell me you're one of those guys. So I just like stopped texting him, right? He came back, he did that pursuing thing, which I'm learning is something that I love, but isn't always like the best. I really love being pursued, but it's for like deeper reasons. It's not always the greatest though. But anyway, he like double texted me, like, what's up, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he caught me on a horny day. We ended up sending each other some flirty, steamy to text messages, right? Um, and that was like it. And I was like, all right, cool. I no longer feel as horny as I did before. Great stuff. So then, like a week goes by, I don't hear from him, whatever. He randomly texts me and he's just like, hey, I really want to meet up, but like I'm super busy this weekend. I don't think we can. I'm like, what? No one ever, when he and I talked about meeting up, I specifically set a boundary several times saying that I need to meet you in person in a public space before any alone time happens. I said that to him several times. And then for him to just jump from point A to B just because we had one bout of sexting, boy, boy. And then to get a little bit more graphic, I told him I was not sending him anything. I told him, you can send me as much as you want to send me. Love a dick pic. I'm all here for it. But I told him, I'm not sending you anything because I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. And every time I said I wasn't gonna send him something, I said to him, would love to, in person. in person. Need a date first, though. Need a date first, though. So for him to just come out the gate, I was like, what? But I ignored it because I was hoping me ignoring it would send a message that, like, no, this isn't going to happen. You took a week to hit me up. You didn't strike while the iron is hot. You got lucky that I was willing to entertain you sending me dick pics anyway. So I ignored it. Then, like, the next day, he texts me on some, because he lives in Queens. I live in Jersey City. He texts me on some, damn, you mad deep. Queens is so far away from Jersey City. I don't know. You might have to come to me. I decided in that moment, like, I had a snap of like, oh no, oh no. This nigga could have saved himself if he just didn't text me again, but I'm going off. And I just like straight up said to him, I don't know where you think you're entitled to my time. One sexy conversation does not make you sneaking some sneaky link in the middle of the night. That ain't gonna happen. Period. Boy, get out my face.
Wait, it's for me that you're gonna have to come for me. So it's like you acknowledge that we're not close enough, but instead of even meeting halfway, you just say you gonna have to come for me. Like, where do you get the audacity?
Where is the audacity?
And it's
Y'all-
the zero effort. Again, I said this on the last episode. I know this because I was re-listening earlier today. It's the putting in zero effort and expecting maximum return. It does not make sense. You like, even like the fact that you can't even pretend to care enough about this person to like go on a date, because you could literally just take someone out on a date with the same intention of getting them in bed if you wanted. Not saying that's any better, but like it's not even like there's like no pretense of any effort. There's no
Yeah.
effort.
None.
It's the constant, like, you literally treat women as objects and you make it known. And then, like, I know y'all not getting any play. If you are, it's not with like people who like themselves. I just know you're not acting like that. You're not, like, I just don't know how you think that is working for you. Like, it's just baffling, because it's like, it also makes me question, like, I don't want to put it all on the parents, but it really makes me question, like, who is raising with you guys, or who is teaching you how to talk to women? Because it's a little concerning. Actually, it's very concerning at this point, because it's just like the constant, I'm just gonna like ask the girl to like come on my apartment, or like take her to a date so I can just like sneak her up to my apartment. Like, you're not slick. Like, you're trash. Like, and just like you have to do so much to like kind of coerce someone into sex and like just look at people as objects. It's really concerning, because I just don't think that's normal. Like, a person who has like not in like like the right mental state, I just don't think you would like look at engaging sex like that in like a healthy way. It just doesn't seem healthy to me.
And even if you want to put me at fault for sexting with a guy that I haven't met in person, during this conversation, I specifically told him, I'm not sending you anything. I am not doing anything before we have a preliminary date. And even if I didn't do any of that, that does not mean that you are entitled to shit. This is texting. This is make believe. This is fantasy. You don't know me and I don't know you. You are not entitled to my body. You are not entitled to my time. Just because you asked me if I wanted to see a picture of your dick and I said, yeah, sure, why not? That does not mean that I'm allowing you to have sex with me. It doesn't. You
Also,
asked, I said yes.
major red flag is the ignoring of boundaries that are being set continuously. I just don't get it.
In
I don't
all of
get
these
it.
situations, just the ignoring of boundaries. It's like, huh?
And also, I don't know if y'all do this too, but when men, if I'm on a dating app and we get to the point where we're texting and someone does not return my text, I'm not going to go after that person.
Nope.
I'm going to just let it go. If they want to talk to me, they would reach out to me. If I don't hear from them, okay, they don't want to hear from
It's
me.
done.
I'm gonna wait for them. So my thing is that fact that people are not returning your text and you keep on coming at them is just odd to me. I don't get that.
And it'd be different if you guys went on like a couple of dates and you just ghosted, because I think you're entitled to like, an explanation or an ask for an explanation if, you went out a couple times and they were just like, no, sure. Just be like, hey, I just want to know what's up. If they still don't answer, I mean, that's just an L. I don't know. That's an actual L. But I think it's just like on their part. But yeah, it's just like, you know, if people fall off, like, also, okay, you said he like waited a week to text you or whatever. It's like,
A week.
personally, I would just like, you've lost my interest. And I don't think guys get that, where it's like, if you're gonna start off strong and text me every fucking day or every other day, and then you want to dip here and there, guess who's not dipping with you, ho? Because like, I'm not doing that with you. Like, I'm not some like secondhand, oh, I'm bored, let's see what she's up to. Nah, it's gonna be silent real quick. Like,
And
it takes effort.
that was a part of the audacity for me. Like, a week had gone by and I hadn't heard from him. So I was just like, cool, free dick pic, whatever. Have a good life. And then for him, he didn't say hi, hello, how are you? How's your day? Whatever. He was just like, oh, I don't think we can fuck this weekend. And I'm like, huh? Who is this? First off, because I didn't save your damn number. So I'm like, who the hell is this? And then I look and I'm like, huh? What?
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Where are we? What's happening? But I guess to go back to your question, let these dudes know.
Let them
'Cause
know.
I do think that is kind of part of the problem. And you know what, Kia, in our last episode, you were talking about how sometimes women are at fault. And I will agree that I think a lot of the time, I think this society has lifted men up to do whatever the hell they want to. And just like a badass kid that's parent has never told them to sit the fuck down. I don't agree with whooping, but just like a kid who's never been disciplined by their parent and they're doing whatever they want and wreaking havoc, I feel like that's how a lot of men are. The world, society has been like literally carved for them to do well, and no one's ever told them. And I just feel like some of these dudes, we just gotta have to just straight up be like, no, no, no. And I feel like we have to develop this, like, I'm not afraid to lose them because there's more fish in the sea. Period. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode. You can talk to us on all social media at So-Called Oreos, and you can email us at socalledoreos@gmail.com with any questions or feedback. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcast, and we would love if you could rate, subscribe, and leave us a review. Until next time, bye.
Bye.